Hey there YouTube, this is Aisha and this is going to be my June wrap up and my July TBR. Now for me, June was not the best month. Next to January, this is better than January, but it's the second worst month I've had all year. And I have two really big excuses. One, I had just come back from BEA at the beginning of the month, and as soon as I came back I launched into a new job with an intensive training program, so I had no time for myself and no time to read, which meant I didn't get a lot of books read. I basically read all the books I needed to read for blog tour, and that's it. So let's get started with what I did read. The first book I read for the month, and I have a physical copy of this on its way to me. I purchased it as soon as I read it, and it's Better When He's Bad by Jay Crownover. I gave this book 5 stars. I would give it more if I could. I absolutely loved it. Just amazing. I'll leave links down below to my review. Next book I read was Best Kind of Broken by Chalissa Fine, and Perfect Kind of Trouble, also by Chalissa Fine. So book 1 and book 2 in the Finding Faith series. I gave both books 5 stars. I absolutely loved them, and I'll leave links down below to the reviews for those. They were amazing. They dealt with grief and finding your place, dealing with survivor's guilt, learning that appearances don't always make the person, or past behavior doesn't always make the person. I absolutely loved them. Then I read, well, I read 10 books. Sorry. I reread Bonds of Hope by Linda Acher, because she has Bond of Courage and Bond of Denial coming out in June and July. And I so wanted to read them and be caught up on the Wicked Place series. So I wanted to reread the last one I'd read before I jumped into them. And I gave that one again 4.5 stars. The next one I read was Julie Garwood, Fast Track. And I gave this 4.5 stars because this one is good, but it wasn't as good as the others, because this time this is a civilian story. There are FBI agents adjacent, but they are not either of the lead characters. So this is this is book 12 in the Hudson Reynard series, and I'm loving the series so much. And this is by Julie Garwood, who's one of my favorite historical romance writers. And then the last book I read as an ebook was 3 Broken Wish Promises by Monica Murphy, which is book 3 in the 1 Week Girlfriend series. Now, I absolutely loved book 1 and book 2. Book 3, originally I gave it 3.5 stars, but as I thought about it, I realized I really didn't like the book at all, and it didn't deserve the 3.5 stars I'd given it. So I ended up giving it 1 star. I absolutely hated Jessica. I didn't hate Jessica. Everything that I read was kind of first world problems, is how I thought about it. At the end of reading it, I didn't care about her life. I didn't care about her love life. I just didn't care. And which was sad, because Fable and Drew, I absolutely loved them. And I cannot wait to read the 4th book, which is Owen's story, and I'm going to continue to read it, and I'm going to read Drew and Fable forever. I was just extremely disappointed. Say 1 star, 2 stars. Not that I'm saying don't read it, it was just not the book for me. Considering the heavy subject matter that books 1 and 2 dealt with, book 3 was just Jessica just whining, and I wasn't here for it. So, ugh. And that was the last ebook I read for the month. For physical books, I read Take Me by Maisie Yates, which is the prequel to the 5th Avenue trilogy, written by Maisie Yates, Caitlin Cruz, and Kate Hewitt. The first book, Avenge Me, came out in June. The second one comes out this month in July, which I'll be picking up. And the 3rd book comes out in August. I cannot wait to dive into this trilogy. This book set it up really well, so I gave this 4 stars. The next book I read was Tangled Up, which is a mixture of Megan Hart and Sarah Morgan. And Tangled Up contains Crossing the Line by Megan Hart and Burned by Sarah Morgan. I gave Crossing the Line 4.5 stars. I absolutely loved it. And I gave Burned 3.5 stars. It was good. It was just not the best. It was kind of slow for me. And I didn't want to say no, it wasn't good, because I kind of read it on the fly. Like I was kind of rushing to read it. So I liked it, but it wasn't the best story. I think if it had more time, then it would have been better. So I gave it 3 stars. Not 3.5. I gave it 3 stars. I think if it had a bigger setting, it would have been better than being a novella. So I gave it 3 stars. And then I reread. Then after reading Jay Crownover's Backs, I wanted to reaffirm the love of my life. So I reread Rome by Jay Crownover. Because Backs really, really ran for my heart. And so I had to make sure Rome still had his place. And he still does. Still gave this 5.5 stars. I absolutely love this book. Okay, so there you have it, the 10 or 11 books. So it wasn't too bad then. 10 or 11 books that I read, 2 rereads. So 9 books and 2 rereads. And I had a pretty good reading month, content wise. You know, only 1 2-star book in there, and that's the 3 Broken Promises. I just was not a fan, and I'm upset because I really loved the first 2. But, you know, it is what it is. So, how your month in June is. I see a lot of people are putting up their June wrap-ups already and their July TBRs. And I cannot wait to hear what you guys read and how much you loved your books you read this month. Share down in the comments down below, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye!